Have you ever wondered if the people in your life are truly bringing you happiness or quietly taking it away? As we grow older, it becomes clear how important it is to protect our peace and focus on relationships that add value to our lives. However, not everyone we spend time with contributes to our well-being. In this video, we'll talk about 5 types of people you should avoid in your golden years, even if they are family. You'll discover how to spot toxic behaviors like manipulation, constant criticism, or selfishness, and learn simple ways to set boundaries that protect your happiness. Make sure to watch until the end, where I'll share an important life lesson: how removing negative influences can bring more joy, balance, and meaning to your life. Whether it's about saving your energy, prioritizing your needs, or building stronger relationships, these tips will help you create a more peaceful and fulfilling future. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Your support means a lot to us. If you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up to help spread our message. I'm also eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0 instead. Your feedback is crucial, as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. The manipulator. Manipulators are individuals who skillfully twist situations or use emotions to their advantage, often leaving others feeling drained or guilty. While their behavior might initially appear harmless or even loving, over time, the pattern of manipulation becomes clear. These people often appeal to your sense of responsibility or kindness, making it difficult for you to say no. Imagine a quiet afternoon where you're sipping tea and enjoying the peaceful moments you've worked so hard for. Then the phone rings. It's a family member or a friend who needs just one more favor. Maybe it's driving them somewhere or helping them with a task they could easily do themselves. At first, these requests seem reasonable, even occasional. You agree, believing it's no big deal. But as time goes on, their demands increase. The favors aren't occasional anymore. They become routine. What's worse, manipulators have a way of making you feel guilty if you decline. They might say things like, "You don't care about me," or "I thought family was supposed to support each other." These guilt-driven statements are their tools of control. They know you value harmony and kindness and use these values against you to get what they want. The impact of such relationships is profound. Instead of enjoying the golden years of your life, you might find yourself constantly accommodating someone else's needs, sacrificing your energy, time, and emotional well-being. Over time, this dynamic leaves you feeling used, unappreciated, and emotionally exhausted. Recognizing manipulation is the first step toward protecting yourself. If someone repeatedly asks for favors or makes you feel guilty about prioritizing your own needs, take a step back and assess the situation. Ask yourself, does this relationship make me feel valued, or does it leave me feeling drained? True relationships are built on mutual respect and care, not guilt and obligation. Setting boundaries is the most effective way to deal with manipulators. It's not easy, especially if the manipulator is someone close to you. However, it's necessary for your well-being. Start by politely but firmly declining requests that feel excessive. For example, if they ask for a favor, you can say, "I'm sorry, but I can't help this time." There's no need to justify or explain your decision further. Your boundaries are valid simply because they protect your peace. It's also important to evaluate the role of this person in your life. If the relationship feels overwhelmingly one-sided or harmful, it may be time to reduce contact or reframe your interactions. Let go of the fear of disappointing others. Remember, protecting your well-being is not selfish, it's an act of self-respect. By distancing yourself from manipulators, you make space for relationships that uplift and nurture you. Saying no to a manipulator is saying yes to your own happiness. Your time, energy, and peace of mind are precious, and it's essential to surround yourself with people who value and respect you. Now that we've discussed how manipulators can impact your life and how to set boundaries with them, let's explore another challenging personality type: the self-absorbed individual, or the narcissist. These people often dominate conversations and relationships, leaving little room for your voice to be heard. Let's dive into how to recognize and handle them. The self-absorbed. The self-absorbed, often referred to as narcissists, are individuals who have an uncanny ability to make everything about themselves. They thrive on attention and admiration, often ignoring the needs or feelings of those around them. While they may not intentionally seek to harm others, their behavior can leave you feeling invisible, undervalued, and unimportant. Picture this: you sit down with a friend or family member to share a meaningful story from your past, one that brings a smile to your face and warmth to your heart. As you begin to recount the memory, they interrupt, steering the conversation back to their own experiences. You try again, hoping to share something special, but once more they shift the focus onto themselves. Over time, you notice a pattern. Every interaction becomes a one-person performance starring them, while you are merely the audience. For seniors, such relationships can be especially painful. After a lifetime of experiences, joys, and lessons learned, you deserve the chance to share your thoughts, your wisdom, and your stories. Yet narcissists offer little room for this kind of connection. Instead, they dominate every conversation, overshadowing your presence and dismissing your contributions. At first, their charm and charisma might draw you in. Narcissists are often very skilled at creating a positive impression, which makes their self-centered tendencies easy to overlook. But as time goes on, their lack of empathy and inability to genuinely support others become clear. They may dismiss your achievements, minimize your struggles, or simply ignore your needs, all while expecting constant validation and attention for themselves. The emotional toll of maintaining a relationship with a narcissist can be heavy. Their behavior might leave you feeling unappreciated, unheard, and even questioning your self-worth. But it's crucial to remember that their actions are not a reflection of your value. Narcissists often lack the capacity to truly see others, but that doesn't diminish the importance of what you have to offer. Dealing with self-absorbed individuals requires a careful balance of understanding and boundary setting. Cutting them out of your life entirely may not always be an option, especially if they are family. However, you can take steps to limit their influence and preserve your emotional well-being. One effective strategy is to redirect conversations when they become overly focused on the narcissist. For instance, if they interrupt you to share their own experiences, you can gently but firmly steer the discussion back by saying, "I'd like to finish what I was saying." If they dismiss your feelings or opinions, calmly assert your perspective by saying, "I hear what you're saying, but this moment is important to me." Establishing clear boundaries is also essential. Decide how much time and energy you are willing to devote to this person, and stick to those limits. For example, if they consistently demand your attention or disrupt your peace, consider limiting how often you see or interact with them. It's equally important to surround yourself with relationships that are more fulfilling. Spend time with friends, family members, or community groups that appreciate your contributions and value you for who you are. These are the connections that will nourish your spirit and help counterbalance the challenges of dealing with a narcissist. Letting go of the need to please a self-absorbed individual can be liberating. It allows you to focus on relationships that truly matter, ones built on respect, empathy, and mutual care. Remember, your stories, feelings, and experiences are significant. Don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. By prioritizing relationships that uplift and celebrate you, you create a circle of support that reflects the richness and beauty of your life. Having explored the challenges posed by the self-absorbed, let's now turn to another personality type that can disrupt your peace: the critic. Critics constantly point out flaws and shortcomings, often under the guise of being helpful, but their words can deeply affect your confidence and well-being. Let's see how to handle such relationships effectively. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. The critic. The critic is someone who constantly points out faults, flaws, or mistakes, often under the pretense of being helpful or constructive. While a little constructive feedback can be valuable, critics take it to an extreme, leaving those around them feeling inadequate or judged. Their remarks, even when minor, can accumulate over time, creating a heavy emotional burden. Think about a family member who always seems to have a comment about your choices. Perhaps they critique the clothes you wear, question how you spend your time, or offer unsolicited advice about your personal decisions. At first, these comments might seem harmless or even well-meaning, but over time, the constant barrage of criticism can chip away at your confidence and self-esteem. Critics are often projecting their own insecurities onto others. By pointing out what they perceive as flaws in you, they may be avoiding their own feelings of inadequacy. However, understanding their motivations doesn't always soften the sting of their words. After a lifetime of hard work, love, and perseverance, no one deserves to feel like they are falling short. For seniors, dealing with critics can be particularly challenging. You've lived a full life, filled with experiences that have shaped who you are, and you deserve to be celebrated for your journey. Critics, however, can make you feel as though nothing you do is good enough. Their negativity can overshadow your achievements and make it difficult to fully enjoy your golden years. The key to handling critics is learning to filter their words. Not all feedback is worth your attention. Ask yourself, is this criticism constructive? Does it come from a place of care and respect? If the answer is no, let it go. Their negativity is not your burden to carry. For example, if someone consistently comments on how you spend your retirement, you might respond with calm confidence. I appreciate your concern, but I'm happy with the way I'm living my life. This response reaffirms your autonomy while setting a subtle but firm boundary. Another strategy is to redirect the conversation towards something positive. Critics often thrive on negativity, so shifting the focus can neutralize their impact. For instance, if a family member points out what they see as a mistake, you might counter with, "That's one perspective, but I'm proud of what I've accomplished." By steering the discussion toward your strengths, you remind both them and yourself of your worth. Surrounding yourself with supportive people is equally important. Seek out relationships that celebrate your achievements and uplift your spirit. These connections will remind you of your value and help drown out the voices of criticism. Friends, neighbors, or community groups that share your hobbies or values can offer the encouragement and positivity you need to counteract the critic's negativity. It's also crucial to remember that critics' opinions are just that, opinions. They do not define your worth or happiness. By choosing to focus on the beauty of your own story and the relationships that matter, you free yourself from the weight of judgment. You've earned the right to live with pride and joy, embracing the life you've built without the shadow of unnecessary criticism. Now that we've addressed how to deal with critics and their impact on your emotional well-being, let's turn to another type of individual who can disrupt your peace: the irresponsible. These people shift the consequences of their actions onto others, often leaving you to clean up their mess. Let's dive into how to manage such situations effectively. The irresponsible. Irresponsible individuals are those who refuse to take ownership of their actions or decisions, often shifting the burden onto others. These people, whether family members, friends, or acquaintances, can disrupt the peace and balance you've worked so hard to achieve in your later years. Their inability to manage their own lives can quickly become your problem, leaving you emotionally and sometimes financially drained. Imagine a relative who constantly finds themselves in trouble, whether due to financial mismanagement, poor decisions, or personal conflicts. Time and again, they turn to you for help, expecting you to bail them out or provide solutions. They promise that this time will be different, assuring you it's the last time they'll need your assistance. But the cycle repeats. Their issues become a constant source of frustration for you, and despite your efforts to help, they rarely seem to learn from their mistakes. Irresponsibility isn't just about neglecting duties. It's about expecting others to bear the consequences of one's actions. These individuals often take advantage of your kindness and goodwill, appealing to your sense of duty, especially if they are younger relatives or people you've cared for in the past. Over time, however, their reliance begins to feel less like a genuine need for help and more like an exploitation of your generosity. The effects of dealing with irresponsible people can be profound. Instead of enjoying the freedom and peace of retirement, you may find yourself weighed down by problems that aren't yours to solve. This can lead to feelings of resentment, exhaustion, and even guilt for being unable to fix everything for them. But here's an important truth. You are not responsible for fixing their lives. Helping someone who refuses to take accountability not only drains your energy, but also prevents them from learning and growing. Setting boundaries with irresponsible individuals is essential. It's not about being cruel or uncaring. It's about protecting yourself and encouraging them to take responsibility for their own lives. Start by recognizing your limits. If someone consistently asks for financial help, consider responding with something like, "I'm sorry, but I'm not in a position to assist with this." Perhaps you can explore other options. This type of response shifts the responsibility back to them while maintaining your boundaries. It's also important to resist the urge to feel guilty for saying no. Irresponsible people may use guilt as a tactic, suggesting that your refusal to help means you don't care about them. But the truth is, your care can manifest in healthier ways, such as offering advice or emotional support without taking on their burdens. For example, instead of giving them money, you might guide them toward resources or solutions that help them manage their issues independently. Surrounding yourself with people who respect your boundaries is equally vital. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, not on one-sided dependence. By focusing on relationships that add value to your life, you create an environment where both you and those around you can thrive. As you navigate these situations, remember the life you've built and the challenges you've overcome to reach this stage. Don't let the irresponsibility of others overshadow the peace and joy you've earned. Letting go of the need to rescue others is not selfish. It's a recognition of your worth and the value of your time. By stepping back, you allow them to step up, fostering their growth while preserving your energy and peace of mind. The ungrateful. The ungrateful person is one of the most disheartening types to deal with, especially in your later years. These individuals fail to acknowledge or appreciate the time, energy, and care you invest in them. Their lack of gratitude can leave you feeling devalued and disheartened, as though your efforts and kindness are invisible, or, worse, taken for granted. Imagine preparing a meal for your family with love and care, spending hours perfecting each dish. When it's time to sit down and enjoy the meal, instead of hearing a simple thank you, someone remarks that it doesn't taste the same as it used to, or complains about something trivial. Or perhaps you rearranged your entire day to help a friend in need, only to be met with indifference as if your effort was merely expected and not appreciated. These moments sting deeply, not just because of the lack of acknowledgement, but because they diminish the joy of giving. Ungrateful people often send a silent message: your time, effort, and care don't matter. Over time, this behavior can weigh heavily on your heart, turning what should be joyful acts of kindness into painful reminders of being undervalued. The pain lies not only in their actions, but also in the recurring pattern that shows they consistently fail to recognize the love and thoughtfulness you offer. It's essential to understand that someone else's ingratitude is not a reflection of your worth. Their inability to appreciate you speaks more to their own shortcomings than to the value of what you bring to their lives. You deserve to be surrounded by people who see and cherish the generosity and love you share with the world. Dealing with ungrateful individuals requires both self-awareness and courage. Start by acknowledging your own feelings. It's okay to feel hurt or disappointed when someone fails to appreciate your efforts. These emotions are valid and deserve recognition. However, it's even more important to focus on how you choose to respond to such behavior. One powerful step is to reevaluate relationships where ingratitude is a recurring theme. Ask yourself, does this person add value to my life, or do they continually take without giving anything in return? If the answer leans toward the latter, it may be time to set boundaries. This doesn't mean cutting them off entirely, but rather limiting how much of your time and energy you devote to them. For instance, if a family member consistently fails to show appreciation for your efforts, consider scaling back what you do for them. Instead of going out of your way to accommodate their needs, focus on what brings you joy and fulfillment. When someone questions this change in behavior, you can calmly explain, "I realized I need to focus on things that make me happy. I hope you can understand." This approach isn't about punishing them, but about protecting yourself and prioritizing your own well-being. Another important practice is redirecting your energy toward people who value and reciprocate your kindness. Spend more time with friends, neighbors, or community members who genuinely appreciate your efforts and return them with warmth and gratitude. These are the relationships that will uplift your spirit and remind you of the beauty of giving. Lastly, reflect on why you give in the first place. Genuine generosity comes from a place of love and care, not from a need for recognition. By focusing on the joy you feel in giving rather than the response you receive, you can find peace even in the face of ingratitude. However, this doesn't mean tolerating disrespect or exploitation. Your kindness is a gift, not a right, and it should be treated as such. As you move forward, take a moment to celebrate your own efforts. Recognize the love, care, and thoughtfulness you bring to everything you do, whether others acknowledge it or not. These acts of kindness are a reflection of your strength and beauty, and they deserve to be honored by you. Conclusion. As we journey through life, especially in our later years, it becomes increasingly clear that protecting our peace and well-being is not just important, it's essential. The relationships we nurture can either uplift us or weigh us down, and the ability to discern who belongs in our lives is a profound act of wisdom and self-respect. We've explored 5 types of people you should avoid to maintain your emotional health and happiness in your golden years. The manipulator draws you into a web of guilt and obligation, leaving you drained and overwhelmed. The self-absorbed individual monopolizes attention and disregards your experiences and feelings, making you feel invisible. The critic chips away at your confidence with constant judgment and negativity, overshadowing your self-worth. The irresponsible shifts their burdens onto you, disrupting your peace and balance. And the ungrateful devalues your kindness, diminishing the joy of giving. These relationships, though challenging, don't have to define your life. By recognizing these behaviors and setting clear boundaries, you reclaim control over your emotional landscape. Remember, your time, energy, and well-being are precious resources. Saying no to negativity and toxicity is an act of self-love that allows you to embrace the relationships that genuinely enrich your life. Bookmark: letting go of toxic connections creates space for new, healthier bonds to flourish. Whether it's spending time with friends who uplift you, cherishing moments with family who respect and love you, or even finding joy in solitude and self-reflection, the relationships you choose to invest in should celebrate your worth and bring you fulfillment. Your golden years are a gift, a time to treasure what truly matters. Reflect on the incredible journey you've had, the lessons you've learned, the challenges you've overcome, and the wisdom you've gathered along the way. These experiences have shaped you into the remarkable person you are today. Don't let the negativity of others overshadow the beauty of your story. Instead, focus on creating a sanctuary of love, respect, and happiness where you can truly thrive. Embrace the joy of living authentically, prioritizing your happiness and peace above all else. By doing so, you set an example for others and leave a legacy of strength, resilience, and wisdom. Protecting your peace is not an act of selfishness. It is a commitment to living a life of purpose and contentment. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from this topic. Have any thoughts or personal experiences to share? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to join our community for more empowering content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, embrace the journey with confidence.